Polkadot Africa has officially announced its closure after 5 months of silence. The team shared the news via a post on X, marking the end of a meaningful chapter in African Web3 development. Polkadot Africa described itself as more than just a funded project. It was a grassroots movement built by African builders and dreamers who were among the early adopters of Web3. These individuals worked tirelessly to spread awareness and belief in decentralized technologies across the continent. The announcement was not made with bitterness, but with a clear and honest statement: you cannot sustain what isn't resourced. This closure is directly tied to a broader strategic shift at the Web3 Foundation, which supports the Polkadot ecosystem. As Polkadot's networks matured, the foundation decided to step back from its operational role and refocus on global advocacy and long-term asset management. As part of this transition, several key programs were closed, including the General Grants Program, Support, Decentralized Voices, and Decentralized Nodes. These programs had provided vital institutional backing to regional initiatives like Polkadot Africa. The Web3. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Foundation has also moved away from an open grants model toward a more targeted and strategic funding approach. Instead of open grants, the foundation is now focusing on direct participation in Polkadot's on-chain governance and funding projects that directly benefit the network. For a regional community initiative like Polkadot Africa, which relied on institutional support, this shift had direct and terminal consequences. Decentralized funding mechanisms still exist within the Polkadot ecosystem. The Polkadot treasury is funded by DOT token transaction fees and network operations, and any DOT holder can submit spending proposals to fund projects that benefit the network. However, whether groups like Polkadot Africa could realistically pivot to these models remains uncertain. The shift in funding strategy has left regional community initiatives without the necessary institutional support to continue their operations. The closure of Polkadot Africa is a significant event in the African Web3 landscape. It highlights the challenges faced by grassroots movements when institutional backing is withdrawn. The move by the Web3 Foundation signals a shift in how the foundation supports community initiatives and could have broader implications for other regional programs. The strategic realignment of the foundation may affect the pace and direction of Web3 adoption in regions like Africa, where community-driven initiatives play a crucial role. The next signal to watch is whether the Polkadot treasury will see increased activity from DOT holders proposing funding for regional initiatives. The shift in funding strategy could either lead to a more decentralized and sustainable model or leave regional programs without the necessary resources to operate. The outcome will depend on how effectively the Polkadot community can. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Adapt to the new funding model and whether decentralized funding mechanisms can fill the gap left by institutional backing. The closure of Polkadot Africa is not just an end. It's a transition point for African Web3 development. It underscores the importance of sustainable funding models and the need for community-driven initiatives to find alternative ways to sustain their operations. The future of regional Web3 development will depend on the ability of these initiatives to adapt to changing funding landscapes and continue their work in a decentralized and self-sustaining manner.